Okay, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Anyway, I'm today. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better than on the first. So today we are going to look at our next lesson for Windows environment. So this particular lesson we are taking is Windows environment. In Windows environment, home, addition, year 12. So already we can first lesson on the 1st of November this month here in and then the second lesson of that particular course. Beginning course after say a little bit slow and I say theory kakra. But of course, we are going to go deep into the practical aspect. The entire I understand so that I think yes, course nothing to know. Maybe can adopt the process of how the course is going to run for the rest of the 3 month duration. You may have this particular course and any other course on the platform. And see, I thank you for joining me today. And that today I know you're going to learn so many things, so many marvelous things. And see, let's let's continue with the lesson. Now, Yeshua, last week we look at, I say last week, Wednesday, on the Wednesday we look at something. What did we look at? But before we go on, my name is Boma Emmanuel, and I am your instructor for this particular lesson, that is Windows environment. So this is an introduction to Windows environment, and as I explained in the first lesson, it's supposed to give you in-depth knowledge about how to operate Microsoft operation system called Windows. So that is it. So we have Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, all these Windows. After this training, you should be able to use them. And see, Windows operation system in our computer, they are mostly Ghana there. You say no one also. And see, that's what we are looking at. The first lesson, we look at access to computer. So you can the share of first lesson. Now you the next lesson, how it's going to go. And see, on the first lesson, the share, we look at how we can get access to computer. And I'm teaching you say you can access to computer. It's require the first one. We be a computer and what in there do because of course training about using of computer that uses operation system called Windows. And I don't they say who need computer in how do you use or how do you even practice whatever we are teaching? So I don't they try require to on some computer and also in there do the first one I can say you're using your friend or family member computer. Using your friend or family member computer. That was the first point. And then the second point was that using a computer from your workplace. Using a computer from your workplace. That was the second point we discussed. Then the other point that we discussed also, we look at using a public computer like libraries and internet cafe. Yes, talk about that one as well. And then we also have buying your own computer. Like I said, the last one, make it say no, and I'm to say, oh yeah, I bet so I better computer because it have numerous advantages than the three now you can discuss because our computer a bit me about. So buying your own computer, now say you own computer or only one of the computers so that you're able to use it or you have access to computer. That is what we are going to learn today. So today's lesson, which is the lesson 2, in terms of Windows, introduction to Windows environment, we are looking at how you can buy your own computer. So how do you buy your own computer? I've put together some steps or some things that you have to look at when you want to buy your own computer. And say, no, so person auto computer, then NSO open so auto computer, then NSO and no on and let's discuss the points. Computer that's what you have to computer. So to computer, ebine this one me no be discussing and I've placed them in points. So the first point you have to look at and say decide on how much you want to spend to buy the computer. But that's it. First lesson of share so to computer. What would see lesson be another lesson to video. Quite big. And I'm going to computer. The first thing is open up to video and so make it ready. So she can spend now for spending on buying a computer. So you can get an idea about that one by looking at various computer shops or advertisements on magazines. And you can call online computer shops local shops that are available in your local area. Now, what besides a computer and the price? Like the more you ask about different type of price of brand new second computers, no, it gives you idea about the amount you have to gather to buy a minimum computer, so that you know that at least month to month you can see save about, let's say, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 300, 1,400, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 to buy the computer. So that's basically what the first thing you should do. Think of the amount you want to spend, and one thing that will help you about that one, let me say, over now I call bisa computer and computer shops and now online and that's magazines. It's very, very important. And remember one more, the amount you'll be looking at the end of the day. Then the next point is shop around. So in second crowd, on the computer now. Shop around and don't buy the first computer you come across. It's the action you said. Computer obedi kai on somebody kai atosono and obedi kai hunu. And just a computer no. And just a computer no. Computer kama esne enwa. Because one thing is say once answer na say udi mi kakiji koto computer bia what be to realize computer na koto ele kwa no enya papa and I say intimi nye de wo pese no. So that is one thing you have to also look at. That is one point. As I say, okay, when you want to go and buy a computer, that is one point. Try using a computer in the shop before you decide to buy, if it's allowed. If it's a computer, yeah, try say, it's also computer now we use kakra, especially those who buy second computers. So they're going to computer now on part of the phone. Because you are spending money and you want to also use the computer for something. Because of that reason, it's a say, Udi kind. Oh, if I show me to computer now, so now I should computer now. Yeah, you'll be discussing and you'll be discussing kind of how to computer. Never say you got it in mind to go and buy the computer. But these are the things that you should consider. And also, you can ask a shop assistant for advice and opinion. But don't be persuaded to buy a computer more expensive than you need. It is the important thing I said. You can also take advice from Nippon Auto Computer because he's an expert in it. That does not mean that we auto computer we are expert in IT and also expert in computer. But then, what maybe some opinion. Also here, computer bank and the camera. To say anyway, computer bank and the papa, computer bank and the chair and the one also a offer and I said the budget and the consumer. So what you mean person design common, but a man not their own talk computer here. Because I don't know a marketer or a salesperson or not on advert. And he said, where's the Oberman up convention? Udi abra, Obaka koto bibia, emfa so bia emma. And it's very important, say, with me seeking advice, but man na ada o ma won to. Obi do no say obu o koto ade won wa. Udu wa no ha se, oh we kama pa, we papa, we quality. But at the end of the day no, obeta ba ko do fina go say, o de twa. Ono ni sika na open. And a many panel persuade you to buy a computer that you don't need. Now, the next point is you look for genuine Windows stickers or any of the Windows operating system stickers on the case, manual or disk. Mostly auto computer, especially laptops, abobɔ so a yɛkyerɛ computer no ne brand ne even the processor sometimes company or processor na dem type Intel, AMD, Nvidia, all these are branding. So it's okay if the machine comes with a sticker that is on it that shows that the thing is quality. And Windows no machine any papa. Windows no also any papa. But your genuine Windows will and machine be Windows also need genuine. You have the genuine stickers attached to it. And these are the things you can also look for. The stickers that are on the machine to tell you more about the machine. Then you can also find out whether the computer comes with other softwares. Sometimes the computer will the bag and I this CD has and also a bag a box, but the CD system software system never more configure machine. So in case should be no assemble and I say bar scratch computer and that's what the software and after always store to pursue the defaulter. Then you can use those softwares that come with it. And sometimes so so bitter. Then you can ask the partial software and I see the computer home. Now you CD software in the car so that you could be able to also know because we are all kinds of more computer like one bizarre. But so sometimes you never do why I say where they ubisa because I don't know bishop maybe I know salesperson it's yano. If you are there so we need a color of no. Or more taco or to computer now can name be any day. And can you was not name and call them out. Oh, these are the things you have to also look at. Then the next thing you have to also look at check the warranty offered and whether it is on site or returned to base. Meaning you have to get the machine back to the supplier. So what simply this one means that check for warranty. Now every computer and every device mostly it comes with warranty. That's a guarantee. That tells you say 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 1 year. If the machine have an issue, and which is not all our problem number computer, name a default problem. Computer no a woman that any fault number problem nearby. You can return it and either change it or take your money. So sometimes you have to ask about this. If you are police interested, you can't return it. Police interested, you can't return it. And it's the one bizarre. That's what the machine you could see. That's on the bar. Yeah, your issue is genuine and no problem, but yeah, because their sale does not come with warranty. So sometimes you have to ask about these things. So that no and the you know what is into it. Then you have to do a computer no number issue. Now say now over the corner acquire amounts of some acquire kasa degree. So sometimes you are going to buy a computer, you ask if there is a warranty offered on the machine. The next thing that we have to also look at is that we find out what else is included in the package. Mechanical maybe your computers. When we bought the computers, they added certain things to it, which is not part of the computer. But that period, now they were doing promotion. And maybe this is a computer. You're quite almost run promotion. If you buy one computer, they give you free printer. So these are the things. Sometimes you might not know, but it's so bizarre. And Ubisa, they will give you that information. So sometimes we are going to buy a computer. All these things are supposed to be considered when buying a computer. Then you have to also ask about after sales support. After sales support and how much it costs. After sales support and how much it costs. You can say after sales supporter. What we mean is that at the end of the day, a computer company do what? Everything you say repair when there is a problem with the computer. Company won't repair now. And to computer now, also your that is it. There is nothing they can do about it. So sometimes you have to ask about these things. Ubisa, the actual computer now made on. Is there any after sales support that comes with it? If there's an after sales support that comes with it, then the person will tell you, yes, there's an after sales support. But if there's no after sales support, then the person will also tell you there's no after sales support. So when your computer is damaged, it's all copy or be third party to do for you. And if Omuyebia, they can also tell you, Yebi, but it goes at this price. You have to pay this amount before you be able to service it for you. So all those things are things that you have to consider when you are buying a computer. You have to ask about after sales support. Then also you can find out whether they will help you set the computer up and connect to the internet, which must also come with an extra cost. So maybe I make a say, what could computer you know, who needs the obiti and now we say the obiti affection. And then if we have frequent for obiti as so computer limbo. You can ask them to do that for you. No matter your open source so they can give you that tutorial because I know they all have no issue. And if there's anything you don't understand about the device you're buying, they should help you. And you know, at the end of the day, that is one thing. You have to also ask. You know, there are so many things that you have to consider. So that machine now you know say you bought the right machine for you. So these are the things that you have to consider when you are going to buy a computer. And this is in support for both brand new and second-hand computers. Auto second-hand, auto brand new. These points to be considered, and it will help you buy a best computer for yourself. Now, let's look at, in case you want to buy a second-hand computer, the things that you should consider more. Because second-hand computers, I will not advise you to buy a second-hand computer, even though the Winnie's car, you have to restore to it. I'm not saying that buying a second-hand computer is bad, but it's good to buy a brand new computer, then you use it. Because I know the being over a computer, and many problem but so mostly second computers are sold off when it's giving the person a problem. And mostly I would say my say consider say computer didn't know what to no bisa ko fa na odaba na wakoto. So we could do 3 days per no aboka akoto ade almost half an Ghana cedi. Now I useless. So I recommend you buy a brand new. But if you can't buy a brand new computer but you need a second hand because of your financial issues or any other reason, then consider these things. First, make sure you go to a reputable company to buy your computer. Make sure you go to a reputable company. What give you because most of second computers are stolen items, and then they bring auto second computer or Ghana has to be what would you have a chance one of their bank about use and action. And you go to a company, a reputable company, so you'll be able to get receipt on the computer also. Proof is there. You didn't buy a stolen item, then you buy it from a recognized and registered store. Then the next point is check the price of a new machine for comparison. Because imagine say brand new machine is 1,000, second hand 950, common 50 cedis to add to buy a brand new computer. So sometimes when you be that means that now can so scan. What could just scan here and can be a machine now toy and people machine now toy and can bring you with me. So check the prices. Brand new, what computer no need to wear second hand. You see that the brand new of that same machine price. Not a complex. I didn't know what it is worth it. But all the depreciation. Depreciation can't agree here as so if you don't take care, back or two idea now we'll say what we do. Then also put it in your mind, say buying second computers come with limited warranty or no warranty at all. So I don't know the day of second computer, there's no guarantee. Say it's not a machine which support the Japan or the buy energy. Because there's a second machine. So you have to also put that one in your mind. Say you cannot go and now do value for because there's a second machine, not brand new. It's only brand new machine that must come with warranty. With me I say return. Then double check the computer against the specification for your need. Secondly, well, if you want to need to second is probably feel like the computer and so check the specification for what you're going to use the computer to do before you decide to buy a particular computer. Now, take an eligible friend with you when you're going to buy a computer. For be a new day, a computer, and SNO. No, no, so far, not much out again. Which I also general idea. It's not something when you do money. You can advise you accordingly. Then you can buy a second computer written as well. Then last is that if you buy a computer, ask about discount on the offer. On time, if there's a discount, they can reduce it for you because the kind of machine is second hand. But it cannot be compared to a brand new machine. And note, I would recommend that you always buy a brand new computer. I would recommend say you always buy a brand new computer and leave those second-hand computers because it won't help you. But you can take somebody who understands computer, who have in-depth knowledge about computer to help you buy a better computer that meets your need. So that is it. Now, the next thing that you're going to look at is choosing the computer. Before you even think of money, you do window shopping, use the computer. As for all those things that you see, you have to do something. You have to know the type of computer you should buy. So that's going to be our next topic for discussion. Now, the first thing that you have to consider, you need to make sure the computer you have the right specification for your need. A particular specification may be required when choosing a computer based on operating system, software, memory, processor, power, VGA, and more. So what are we saying? We are saying that before you intend to go and buy a computer computer to be an computer you don't just go and buy a computer without knowing what you are going to use the computer to do. So what I'm saying is that before you go and buy a computer, first of all, try as much as possible to see if the computer what type of computer do I need? What am I going to use the computer for? Again, I'm computer never here. If again a computer anymore, everything never do to let's say for instance, I want to buy a computer. I'm a graphic designer. Me printing designing. And I'm going to computer design. And I start to some segment as man. If you don't go to computer, then it will be segment. Now, what are the things that I need to consider so that I'll be able to buy the computer that will meet my need? So let's say, for instance, let me go to my web browser. Let me go to my web browser. Quick one. And let's look at something. So this is my web browser. Okay, so I will go to Google. Then on Google, I'm going to search. I say I'm a graphic designer. So I want to do maybe CorelDRAW. Yes, I need a computer that can help me install CorelDRAW and be able to work on CorelDRAW to do design like process, invitation card and stuff. So CorelDRAW system requirements. So CorelDRAW system requirements. Voila. And maybe on the first page here, it's giving me details that if I want to install CorelDRAW, that is CorelDRAW Graphics Suite S8. Here is it. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite S8. If I need to install that type of computer or need to work with it, and I want to work with a computer that I can work with that software on my computer, then there's something that says I need a Windows 10, Windows 8.1, Windows 7 machine, which can be 32-bit or 64-bit, with all the latest updates and service packs. That's the first point. So this is the operation system I was talking about. So that is the operation system I was talking about. So that is the operation system I was talking about. So that is the first point, the operation system. So What then again do I need? The next thing is core i3, i5, i7, or AMD Athlon 64. This is the processor I also need to be in the machine so that it will be able to run CorelDRAW Graphics Suite X8. Are you following? So, and I also need a computer with the memory, 2 gigabytes RAM. 2 gigabytes RAM. Then I need a hard disk of at least 1 gig space of hard disk. Then the computer can be a touch screen, or I can use mouse, or it can be a tablet. Then the screen resolution for the software, or the graphic screen resolution for the software, is 1280 by 720 screen resolution at 100%. That is 96 dpi. Now let's go.
So that is how we are going to look at it. The next thing that we can also look at, you guys should give me just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. I want to bring some water, so I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Let me see. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'm back. So as I was saying, you realize that now this is the CorelDRAW page. You can see that we have the windows here, we have the processor, we have the RAM, the hard disk space, even the browser that is required, NetFrames 4.6, DVD drive, and a whole lot of features within this particular software. Now, let me also go back and let's look at another software. Let's say Photoshop. Let me see if I can get Photoshop. Yes, voila, Photoshop here is also give us the minimum requirement for Photoshop, for running Photoshop here. And when I get to this page, let me see. Yes, so you see, it's also giving me the information that is needed. It says it requires Windows, that is Photoshop CS6. Here it is, Photoshop CS6 on Windows required, Windows Intel Pentium 4 or AMD Athlon 64 processor. Then it's also required. You can also use Windows XP, Service Pack 3, Windows 7 with Service Pack 1, and all those Windows 8, Windows 8.1. All those Windows are here, and it needs a memory of 1 gig at least. Then a hard disk space of 1 gig as well. Then it also needs a VGA of 512 or 1 gig. Here is it. VGA 512 or 1 game commanded. Listen. So before you go to buy a computer, these things have to be considered. These things have to be considered. You don't just get up and decide to go and buy a computer. So before you decide to go and buy a computer, make sure you have the specification of a particular computer that meets your need. That is what you're going to use the computer for. That's the most important thing. Then once you have that one, then you are good to go. Then you are good to go. Then you are good to go. Now the next point is that you decide whether you want a PC or an Apple Mac computer, a laptop or a desktop machine, and whether you need a printer, speaker, etc. attached to it. Now it depends on the preferences. For instance, somebody who is in graphic design might decide to use Apple computers because they have high resolution or graphic interfaces. Somebody might also decide to use PC because that's what they might be good at. And and yes, sir, you can decide to choose any of the computers. And even these two computers, so which means choose whether you want a laptop or a desktop. That is, if it's going to be at a static place or it will be movable. If you have the computer never quite around to do your stuff, so you decide on that one as well. So after 1 year requirement for the system, which is the step 1, and the things that you need, you also decide whether you're going to buy a laptop or a PC, a desktop. Sorry. So once you have considered that one too, then the next point is that you consider what you're going to use the computer to do. Are you going to use the computer in your workplace, home, church, school? These are also things that you can consider as well, because depending on the type of commercial activity that you're going to use the computer to do, or personal activity that you're going to use the computer to do, will demand also additional items or additional features in the computer. Then please do check very well before assuming a particular type of computer won't be appropriate for you. And yes, sir, yeah, can you say anything that, because sometimes what you have to say, what you have to check requirement, oh, machine way, yeah, come on, mommy, and that machine way, and yeah, come on, mommy. But sometimes what you have to computer plan out what upgrading to meet the system requirement that you can. So it's not always like say, computer, then that is it. Certain things must be considered before you assume that the computer is not, and that's what we've already discussed. And once you have this and you want to go and buy the computer, then you can look at what we've already discussed. Then you follow that steps and buy a powerful, legal and worry-free computer that will be able to help you meet your needs. Now, of course, we are bringing this lesson to an end. As I said, we are bringing this lesson to an end, and I hope that once you watch these videos and you have any issue with the video, those who could not attend the live lesson or could not have the chance or the time to ask questions, you can always, and I say it again, you can always get back to me on your questions, and we will discuss those questions with you. Yes, you have just started, and I know slow but sure we will get there. So don't worry about how the training is going. You are going to go into it, and you are going to get a practical aspect of the training that we are doing. So you shouldn't have to worry at all about anything. And I thank you very much for also watching this particular lesson and series with me. So we meet in the next lesson. I will say shalom and bye-bye. So we meet in the next lesson. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here with me. Thank you very much. And I am your host, and I am your instructor, Boma Emmanuel, and I'm out. And I say, stay blessed, and may God bless you. Shalom.